almost at bewitching now. It is. Look at
Yes.
my computer says 7:01.
Me too.
All right. And I'm looking at my clock over at the other end down here, and it just turned 7, so I better fix the clock. All right. So it is 7:01, and we're opening up the Freetown Board of Library Trustees meeting for Thursday, December 17th. And it is a Zoom meeting. We originally scheduled it to be at the White Library. We amended the posting because of the storm, and the storm happened. Not as bad as it was supposed to be, but at least it happened. Okay, so since it's a Zoom meeting, I have to read, pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, general law, chapter 38, section 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order, imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Freetown Board of Library Trustees will be conducted through remote participation. Specific information and general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public can be found on the Town of Freetown's website, freetownmass.com. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to view this meeting will be able to view this meeting at some point subsequent to our meeting on YouTube video. There is no in-person attendance of members of the public permitted tonight, but every effort will be made again to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings by technological means, and that would be on our YouTube channel, right? Town of Freetown's YouTube channel. If we're unable to get this up on our YouTube channel, we'll make every effort to get it up in a timely fashion. It's out of our hands from the library trustees standpoint. We do, our technical people will get this up as soon as possible. Okay, with that said, we call the meeting to order, and Secretary Beverly will take the roll.
All right, I'll start first. Beverly Sadik, I'm here.
Linda Fournier, I'm here.
Irene Ashley, I'm here.
Paul Sadik, I'm here. And Galaxy S10e, whoever that may be, I see it up on the screen. I can't see them and I can't hear them. So whoever it is, you might want to try again. But we do have a quorum with 4 people.
Nicole DeVignan's here.
And Nicole, of course, our library director is here. So we have a quorum, and I don't even know if Galaxy S10e can hear us.
Well, I could try texting if you want me to.
Yeah, would you?
Sure.
I want to see, I mean, nobody else would be able, I mean, we didn't send this, the link to this to anybody else.
Usually that's usually how Lucille comes up. Maybe she's just having some.
She might be having some problems, yeah.
Hi, Lucille. Is that you at the meeting? Question mark. We can't see or hear you. I gotta fix the typos. All right, I'll send it to her, and hopefully she gets it.
Yeah, it's showing me on the side here that she has her video off.
Now, can you kick her out? Being the host?
Can I kick her out?
And then maybe she'll come back on. I don't know, because we don't even know who it is, right? But it probably is her.
I can say remove. I'm gonna remove.
There you go. She'll have to do it again.
Okay, maybe if she gets back in, we'll be able to see her. All right. Anyway. All right. So we might as well keep on going here. Payroll, bills, minutes, and reports.
She said I hung up because I couldn't hear. Well, you can try again. All right. All right, so I don't know if she's gonna do it or not. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right. Nicole? Hold,
Yeah, I need-
hold,
oh.
okay, hold on. Listen, somebody take over. One of you guys take over. I gotta take this call, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, I'll take over, right?
Hello.
Right?
Payroll, and the bills with the
Yeah,
spread. Everyone
any
got,
questions?
I have no questions.
I didn't have any questions.
Nicole, I noticed in your report on the circulation numbers, I'm impressed because even with COVID compared for November, compared to last November, we're only down like less than 600.
Yeah, it's really not as, I thought it would be way, I mean, November's definitely been slower than like the other months, I think, but
I was surprised that it, in
yeah, I
comparison.
think too that the online, like the ebook stats, that definitely like boosts us. So like without that, that probably wouldn't be as much, because that
Right, but
makes up for a good amount.
But still,
So-
people are paying attention.
Yeah, and I think more people are like realizing that we're open. So I think there's been a few people that we hadn't seen that are starting to like come back. So
Great.
so yeah, thankfully. And then obviously with Assonet, some of the Assonet people we probably won't see till we reopen
Yeah.
whenever that is. So do you want to approve the minutes first before I go into the report, or do we want to go in order?
Oh, yep, so, and no one had questions on the payroll or the bills, right? Okay. Then we can, did everyone get a chance to look at the minutes from last meeting? Yep, okay. Any questions? They look good to me. Okay, motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, a second. Okay, motion passed.
Okay, now I have to go around and
Oh yeah.
Irene, you're in agreement with the motion.
Yes, I am.
Linda, you are in agreement with the motion.
Yes, I am.
And I'm in agreement with the motion. So we're all in agreement with the motion.
Okay. Nicole, it's all you.
Yep. So like I said, it's been steady, surprisingly steady. And there's people are really, like I said, liking that they can pick up their holds in a Assonet. Like I think last Friday or the Friday before, like all the holds I had, everyone came that day. I was like the whole day people came and picked up their holds. So that's been going pretty good. And then we just started circulating puzzles. We just started doing that. So I'm going to start trying to promote that. We're trying to do some more stuff for winter since we figure people are going to be cooped up inside. So we've been collecting some puzzles. A few patrons have donated some to us. So we're going to start building our collection for that. And then we've also been doing like take-home crafts, which have been like super popular. And I usually post on Facebook about those to let people know. So that has been going surprisingly well. Anything else exciting happening? Some of the stuff we're going to talk about later, so I don't want to. Yeah, it's been, like I said, surprisingly steady for, and luckily no one's really been difficult about wearing masks or anything, so there hasn't been any issues. So yeah, I think the only thing I might depend after the new year, I might think about opening another day for pickup in Assonet. That's later in the, so people that are that work till 5 can pick up. So I might decide to open maybe Wednesday nights till 7, just so that people can have the chance to pick up if they're still at work. Because unfortunately, on Fridays being only open till 5, if someone's not able to come, I want to be able to give them the opportunity. So yeah, things are good.
Good.
And I mean, I typically think that winter is a little bit November, December in general, I feel like it's typically a little bit quieter just because so many people are doing a million things. So
And you have
considering.
supplies, your hand sanitizer and that, you're all set with that?
Yep. So whenever Tim comes to clean on Wednesday, so he'll usually like make a list and then just drop off stuff for us whenever we need stuff. So
Oh, good,
it's been a problem. So pretty good.
good.
And Linda, you can continue.
No,
You can run it.
we're all done with Nicole just did her report of the library director and everything's great.
Okay.
I think she's done with that.
All right. You want to keep going?
No, you go.
You sure?
No,
I had to take that phone call.
no worries.
I'm waiting for that phone call for 2 days. I finally had to send the guy an email saying, "Hey, did you forget the call?" Because I didn't have his number. And he responded, he said, "I'll call you around 7." So I wasn't going to tell him I was busy. I had to talk to him. All right, old business. I got it down here because it's old business, but discuss the status of the book pickup at Hathaway Library. I mean, it's working the way it should, right?
Yeah, I just covered that a little bit. It's been steady, so I'm thinking about opening maybe Wednesday nights just so that people that work past 5 can have the benefit of trying to get their stuff like on Wednesdays when we're open till 7. But that's not something that's gonna be till January. So, but it's good. Like I said, I think people appreciate being able to just come down the street and go pick up their stuff. So.
Okay, discuss and revise the job description. That's already been done.
Yep.
What is the deadline on the vacancy?
Did we decide it was the 31st?
31st, I think, yes.
Yeah.
So that posting was done and it's up for 3 weeks.
Yep, and I've already gotten a few. So.
And we got, you have some applications?
Yeah, I've gotten six applications. So.
Really?
Yep.
They going into the town hall and then they send them?
So 2 went to Tim and then the rest have come directly to me.
Really?
So Tim and I have been like, I just talked to him. So he sent me his 2 and then I sent 2 of the ones I had an email, but I've gotten 2 paper versions. So I have to scan those over to him. But
yeah, because he has to have them all, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
I sent him the 2 that I'd gotten emailed. And then, like I said, the paper ones, I'm going to scan probably tomorrow and send them over to him. So
I'm sure you looked the applications over. Anybody interested?
I would say it's like split, like half the people have library experience and half don't. So we'll see what, I don't know, I guess I don't know if we want to try to have a meeting before. I don't know what the procedure is after it closes. So
once it closes, then it's Tim's call as to how we're going to run it. You know, like it was Ally's call before.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll probably do it the same way. It's a preliminary screening committee.
Mm-hmm.
And then
so whenever I probably just thinking of the dates, because the 1st will be closed. So the next day that we'll probably be able to talk to him will be January 4th. So I'll touch base with him and see what we'll do.
all right.
But at least we got people. So
You know, I'm going through the agenda, but anybody else want to chime in?
No, I'm thinking that if, Nicole, if you speak with Tim, if he could at least give us some guidelines now as to dates that he's looking like when he wants to form the committee and that, so that we have some ideas and we're not.
And like who, who's going to be involved.
Proactive and not wait until January 5th and then decide, oh, we've got to do this, or we've got to do that. We can be ready to roll with it.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
The screening committee is going to be the library trustee.
Right.
That's what it was before.
So
yeah, because I just know like when I interviewed, it was Paul, Dorothy, Ally, and then David. So I just don't know what.
Well, we don't have a David.
So that's why, like, I know they're supposed to be starting in January, but obviously they'll probably be busy. So.
Well, they won't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly Tim could, if Tim wants to be in on, he probably should be in on.
Yeah, at least Tim, and then
Personnel, right. All right. Good. Hey,
interviews. Yeah, I'll talk to him next week about it
all right.
because I probably won't see him
All
tomorrow.
right. The hotspot lending thing.
Yep. So I got an update from Mobile Beacon. So actually, I'm working with Kim right now to pay them for the data plan, and once they get the payment, they're anticipating getting new hotspots in a few weeks. So I'll be working on like the form for like checking them out. And so I don't know if you guys want to discuss that next month.
Well, we need to talk about it before we really start doing it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna add because it'll probably just be like a amendment to the circulation policy specifically about the hotspot, and then there'll be some sort of form that we have to like approve so that they can check it out because it's a little bit of a different item. So
Hotspot is a,
oh,
that's my, but that's, you know what that is? That's an 800 service. You know what I'm not gonna answer that. I'm gonna turn the volume down.
Telemarketer.
Telemarketer.
So we're gonna update the circulation policy to.
yeah, because I don't think we need a separate like hotspot policy. So it'll probably be an added thing about how the checkout works in the circulation policy, and then there'll be like a separate form just because of internet use. There has to be some sort of like agreement that they have to sign for that. So I have an example from another library that I'm going to base it off of. So
So it's gonna be a unit, right, that they take?
yeah. So they'll just have to sign off on like have some sort of agreement about, just so similar to like how we have like because it's internet usage. So we have to have some sort of thing about that on there. And then, like I said, right now we're thinking about checking it out for a week. So
That's where we're gonna run into problems getting them back.
yeah. So Bernie and I have discussed about like, because we don't really charge late fees. So we talked about like how soon after the week is up that you bill them for it. So that, because we don't want them to hold on to it, but still trying to use other library resources. So if they get billed, they'll be blocked. And then obviously once they return it, and then there's also a way to turn off the service remotely. So if somebody does, not return it, we can because usually once you turn it off, they bring it back once it's not useful to them anymore.
How many are we getting? Two, right?
Yeah.
Then we need to have a discussion. Library trustees need to have a discussion of what we're, set a figure for a fine, dollar figure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that whatever they sign, whatever you're putting together for them to sign, has to have that in there.
Yep. And that's why they sign it, so that they know that, if they don't return it, this is how much it will be.
I mean, look how much trouble we had trying to get back the book from that individual.
Yeah, like I said, the good thing about the hotspots is the cost is really in the data plan. So if you turn the data plan off, and then you can just turn it on for we'll just have to get a new device, because the devices themselves are not the expensive part. It's really the data.
We don't want to get into the business of buying buying the hotspot.
Well, we don't have to. The hotspots are free. We just pay for the shipping. But yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So like I said, they will be billed, and they will, like I said, from what I've talked to other librarians, once you turn off the data, 90% of the time they bring the device back because it's useless to them at that point. And like I said, once they return it, they won't be billed for anything. So the thing is just coming up with a figure of what, the cost, the bill would be. So, I don't.
Do you know what other libraries charge?
Honestly, most libraries charge anywhere from like $50 to $100 for the hotspot.
They don't bring it back, right?
If they don't bring it back, yeah. And then some libraries do like $5 a day for late fees, but since we're fine free, I don't know if that's, possible.
Well, we're fine free for books.
Fine free for everything right now.
Well,
I don't know if you can like turn fines on for just one type of item.
Why can't we?
It's like a system thing, so I would have to ask like sales.
When you say $50 or $100, what is that like?
That's just like the replacement cost.
And
So
so
like,
they, then they're shut off, like they can't borrow from any sale?
yeah, so any account is after $10, you're blocked from being able to check out. So $10 is the minimum to get blocked, but people usually put the like the fee for replacement at usually like $50, because it's not just like the item, but also like the, you know, dealing with the processing and the shipping and all the stuff to get the new item. So I don't know what you think is a fair price. Like I said, I can check to see what other libraries. I've seen it anywhere from $50 to $100. So.
And so would the policy be like, if they didn't return it, that, like, do they have a grace period, a couple of days, and then?
Yeah, so that's what we were saying, probably like 3 days to, you know,
And
to
then they
return it.
charge the $50, and when they bring it back, do they have to?
Then that,
$50 or?
once they bring it back, the $50, it's only like, that's like a lost fee. So like if the item is considered lost, that's when they get billed for like whatever the cost would be. So like once they return that, there's no fee.
So
Unless we figure out to do late
if
fees.
they kept it for 3 weeks and then they bring it back, they're scot-free?
That's the decision you have
Well,
to
I
make.
think we need to find out if there's a late charge that we can put on individual things.
Okay.
Well, another thing, could you then say, well, you're not able to ever borrow it again? Right?
Yeah, there was, and that's the thing, like you have to decide, like, you know, it's a special type of item. So, you know, if they are like consistently like not returning it on time, then you have to decide like maybe you can't.
That's part of the policy though, right?
Yeah, so that will be like in the, you know, and like I said, I have a few examples so I can see like how they word it at other libraries. Sorry, I'm just writing a note to myself.
Like Paul said, we need to have the policy before we start handing them out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're probably not going to even get them to like the end of January, early February. So I'll be
You'll
working
have
on this.
Policy for us for next month.
Yeah, for the next meeting.
Can you send it out ahead of time so people can look at it and mock it up in case we need to ask?
Yeah. Yeah, so there'll be two documents. One will be like the form, and then one will be like the amendment to the circulation policy. That's
And
doc specific.
Will you be able to check with sales to see if?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Carpet replacement at the White.
So I'm still waiting on the third bid. And because I just got the samples from them, so I just had talked about it. But just for reference, right now the most expensive bid that I have is $7,656. And those we have to, for that one, we would have to take all the books out and they would move the furniture.
Does everybody know about the problem with the carpet squares? I don't know if everybody knows.
Well, I talked to the person about it and they think that it won't be a problem. So I've talked to them about it because they've dealt with, well, so to back up, I know Lucille had said last time that there was pine boards under there, and that's not true. It's asbestos tile that is under there. I peeled up a section of the carpet and took a peek. But I did ask one of the companies about it, and they said that they should be able to work around it because they'll probably just they'll just break the tack strips instead of like ripping them out. So she said it shouldn't be a problem. They've dealt with it before, so they weren't concerned. So just as a background.
So will they stick those? They have to stick those carpet squares down, correct?
Yes, and so it's just like it's just like an adhesive that you can just like peel up after. So,
right, okay. Well, that's a little bit different than the last time I saw you when you were telling me.
Yeah, like I said, I followed up with the third company that I'm waiting for the quote from. I like straight up asked her before she was working on the quote. I was like, "This is a situation," and she said she's not worried about it. So They,
So the other two quotes, they know about what's underneath.
we've talked about it, but again, I think that most of them have been around for a while. The only one I haven't talked to is the one that I just met, the 7,000 one. I haven't talked to them about it. And, but like I said, when I follow up like later, I'll probably, talk to them about it. But I wanted to see what all 3 quotes were before I even went too into it. But like I said, the 2 people I talked to about it, they don't seem like worried about it, because I guess it's not, as long as the tile doesn't like crack, and they, I guess, know how to deal with that. I don't I don't know anything about it, but
Yeah, as long as it doesn't get out into the air, that's the thing.
yeah. And they said there's like ways that you can use like water even to like kind of like get it from like getting in the air too. So but yeah, so the Morenci floors, they're 7,000, like I said, like 7,600. And then the second company is New Bedford Tile and Carpet, and we would have to move everything with them. So we'd have to move the shelves and the books. But their quote is $5,446. So I'm waiting to, like I said, hear back from the third company. But I think the biggest hurdle will be moving everything. So we'll have to end up pretty much moving all the books out on our own before they come. And then, like I said, one company will move the furniture for us and the other ones won't. So as we get closer, we're probably going to have to end up being closed for at least a week, because I think it's going to take at least 2 days to move all the books out, 2 days for them to do their stuff, and then 2 days to move everything back in.
Where are you going to put the book?
So we probably would have to rent a truck or a pod, because you have to move all the books that are on the wall can stay, but anything that's on the floor has to be moved out.
What if we had a couple of people that we hired to move to one side while they're doing?
So the problem with that is that they want to tear up the old carpet all at once. So you would have, and because it's one piece, they want to do that all at once. So they want everything out. To put the tiles down, it's fine doing like one side at a time, but to like, they want to take all the flooring out and like prep the floor all at once. They don't want to do like one side at a time. So we'd have to figure out if that's possible. Like I said, I don't know about renting a truck or how much that would cost. The New Bedford Carpet and Tile recommended renting a pod.
I was going to suggest a pod. To me, that seems the most easiest
efficient
thing to do.
Is there some way to put a pod on that land there?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure if there is, and I don't know that the church would want us to put it on their property. So that's why the only reason about a truck is we could probably park it somewhere else.
When we moved the books from the old library at the high school to, change things around, what we did is we packed them in cardboard boxes, because that way you could take them off the shelf and they stayed in.
I've been hoarding boxes already for that. And this way too, we can organize them in like a bit more than if we just like,
right.
And that's why, and I think that's why a lot of the companies don't want to move the books, because they don't want to be responsible for handling them and packing them and stuff. So,
well, I've had plenty of experience. I moved Pontiac. So.
Yeah, so that's honestly going to be the most time-consuming part. Both places have said that they would take 2 days max to do their half. So it's really would be the moving of the books that's in the shelves that's going to be the hardest part.
So it's like $2,000 for them to move the furniture?
No, it's only $300 for them to move the furniture. It's the cost of, the price difference is like, let's see. I can send you the links, but the moving part is only $300. It's really the breakdown of the other stuff, like, because like they have like the more expensive, it's the labor for like the rip up and the installation, that's like more, and then the carpet tile itself is more. It's like $1,000 more.
Who are you talking about? Morenci, the highest?
Morenci, yeah, the highest one, yeah.
Is it a better carpet?
I think they're comparable. I just think Morenci only has like one brand of carpet tile, so you don't really have any wiggle room for price. Whereas like the other New Bedford carpet and tile, we started at like the low to mid range price when we like were looking, and they said that, and they're all commercial carpet tiles, so it's a bit more. So like I said, I don't know what the third one will be. I won't probably know till
You said one was 5,000 in that vicinity, right? Is that
5.4 New Bedford carpet and tile.
So they're less than Morenci by almost $2,000.
Yes.
It's probably because there's more choice of tile.
Yeah, like I said, it's $1,000. The $1,000 of the more expensive is just in the carpet tiles, and then the rest of the cost comes from the labor.
Okay.
Would you be able to send us those quotes?
Yep, I can forward them to you. I was waiting until I got the third one, and then it didn't happen. So, like I said,
She wait for the third one, and then she can get them to us.
yeah. So I can wait till I get the third one and then
No,
send all
right.
three.
Yep.
Have them all at the same time.
Yeah. And I should have that one in the next week, so I'll send it out whenever, and then we can talk about it again. And
I haven't heard anything more about what the plan is, whether there's going to be any movement toward a library / senior center combination or anything. I don't even know if they've done anything about doing anything at the senior center based on that $500,000. Have you heard?
is there? I thought I heard that they were talking about it at the next selectmen's meeting, but I haven't looked at seen if there was an agenda for it. If they talk about it.
One thing in my head is that if there's any movement towards actually building a building,
Just wait.
We really want to spend the money on carpet in a building that we don't even own, you know?
I mean, if it comes out of the trust, we're going to lose that money anyway. So.
What do you mean if it comes out of trust? We're gonna lose that?
So the trust that we're going to pay for this carpet out of is specific to that building. So like, if we move out of that building.
Specific to that building?
So I don't know that I mean,
So
it's more.
It doesn't follow us if we have a new library?
No.
You sure?
Yeah. You'd probably have to go to like a whole through thing, but because that trust is specific to that building. Hold on, I'm just looking at the.
And Paul, it's going to take many years before that happens.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen anytime
We
soon.
may be replacing the carpet again.
Right.
You guys have little faith.
Well, for the short time that I've lived here, that's the way I see it.
I think you're right. What are you looking at, Nicole? You're looking
Oh,
at,
I'm just seeing if the selectmen's meeting that's coming up, if they were
Oh.
talking about the COA thing at all, but I don't see it on there. So.
okay. So Nicole, she has to be concerned about the ramp at the Hathaway, but now she has to be more concerned because there's a broken handrail.
Jeez.
Is that the same broken handrail that we talked about last time?
Yeah.
That we talked about months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it last year at this rate? Because it might be.
Is it still broken?
Yeah, of course.
It's still broken.
Well, because even though I keep telling Jeff that I'm open there one day a week, he doesn't remember. So I don't think it's like on his radar at all. So I can try to mention it to him again, but
Maybe you need to put it in writing
yeah, maybe.
and remind them of the liability if someone gets hurt.
Mm-hmm. Mainly me, but yeah.
No, we don't want
Doesn't
that.
matter who. Somebody
Yeah,
gets
'cause
hurt. If you get hurt, we're in deep trouble.
Right.
So yeah, I'll follow up with him about it because he and we had discussed the possibility that he might have to replace like all the railing because some of the like on the side like this, I don't know, the slats almost on the side are all popping off as well. So the whole like the railings on both sides need to be like replaced completely, I think. And obviously now that it's winter, I don't think that it's a priority. But I'll follow up with him about it.
Cold the bang nails. That's what you're going to hear.
railing.
All right. So you're gonna follow up on that, right?
Yeah, I'll ask him about it.
Now, the other thing, flooding at the White Library, not in the library, but in the walkway, where the walkway ends at the street. I spoke with Chuck on November 19th, and he said he would take care of it. Have you seen anything?
No.
All right, so I need to call Chuck again. They're not gonna, I don't know how they're gonna take care of it, because unless they put coal patch in there for the time being to divert the water.
Yeah.
Could've-
It also
they
just
could've done
it because when it freezes too, it's not great. So definitely.
Let me ask you, have they put a sand barrel? They normally put a sand barrel under the light at the church.
Yeah, it's across the street in front of the church. Yeah. And then we have a bucket of salt inside as well.
And more outdoor lighting for both libraries. I spoke to Tim. And he said he was gonna talk to the building inspector. Haven't
I'll
heard
follow up.
nothing.
I can follow up about that as well.
Okay. I'm gonna follow up too. You follow up, I'm gonna follow up with both of these.
Yeah, sometimes you just had to be like a little bug in his ear.
Anybody want to comment on any of this stuff, please?
Yeah, sorry, we've been talking a lot.
Think any of you guys can get these people to do this stuff for us?
I don't know anybody. Paul, you're the one with all the connections.
Yeah. You notice that my connections aren't working. That's my connection. All right. Okay, Nicole. So I'll call Chuck and I'll call Tim, but you're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, I'll follow up next week.
Because yeah, tomorrow's Friday. I mean,
Yeah, they're
An email would be better because then you have it in writing and you can.
I can certainly try.
I'll do both.
And then you can
I'll
see
talk to them and I'll send them an email.
the trustees on the email and see what they're, maybe, I don't know, with that,
That way you have a paper trail.
yeah,
All right.
because it's been months, like we keep talking about this.
So you're gonna follow up and I'll follow. We'll do it both ways, voice. I'm gonna call them and then I'll send them an email.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're talking to Tim about the lighting, you can throw in about the railing.
Yeah.
It's a safety issue.
Tim is getting hammered. I mean, he's getting hammered there because he's the only one there. Basically, there's nobody else in the selectman's office right now. No administrator.
But he just kind of has to coordinate it, right?
He has to we'll get to new business. Let's get to new business.
All right.
Lack of water at the White Library. About 4 weeks ago now.
3. Oh, because 4 weeks ago in like the last meeting, so maybe like 3.
3 weeks
3 weeks
ago.
maybe.
I
Do you want me to talk about it or?
Huh?
You want me to talk about it or?
You talk about it and I'll chime in. Go ahead.
So a few weeks ago, I started having trouble with the pump at the White Library with the well, where it would just like run. And then we've always had water pressure issues. So actually like one day the pump just wouldn't shut off. So I had to unplug it. So the next day Paul had come in, or I think it was the next day, maybe Paul had come in and I told him about it. So we had called Nadine and Jeff at the town hall, and Jeff was supposed to call the plumber to come check it out. And it took a week and a half for the plumber to finally come out. So he replaced the tank, I guess. I don't know anything about it.
That's the reservoir tank on the well.
Yeah. So he replaced that and did some tinkering. And then he also, we also were having trouble with draining in the sink. So he fixed all those things, and the water pressure is better. The pump, I still feel like the pump's running a little weird. And then the toilet was also flushing weird this week. So I talked to Jeff again about it. So he was gonna either get Tim, the maintenance guy, to check out at least the flushing issue. And then if it was still an issue, we were gonna have to call the plumber again. I have to follow up after I see what it's like.
What's the flushing issue?
It's like almost, I don't know if it's because like the water pressure is too strong, but like when it flushes, it like fills up so much and then it like drains all the way back down, but it's just kind of frightening that it like fills all the way.
The bowl
So he didn't, yeah.
Wait a minute,
So
it fills
almost
to the
all,
top?
yeah. So he
That's
wasn't
just
sure if it was just like a
That's an
clog.
adjustment. That's
Yeah,
an
so-
adjustment on the flow.
Wow, yeah.
So I just told Jeff about it and he said he was gonna either get Tim to look at it. If Tim couldn't figure it out, call the plumber. So I had to follow up because obviously that was Wednesday. So I haven't obviously been there to see if there's any change so I don't know yet. So Jeff still seems to think that we might eventually, the well probably is not deep enough and that's why it's causing us so many problems. But again, for now it works. The water pressure is better.
Well, the water there is not good.
Sketchy, yeah.
You know, wherever you put a well in that area, it's not.
It's
good.
not going to be good.
Right.
But at least, like I said, there's no problems with it as of right now. And the water pressure is better than it's ever been. It actually is more than like a trickle. So
Yeah.
whatever he replaced.
On that pump that's in what
Mhm.
used to be a bathroom that's no longer used as a bathroom in there, they have the expansion tank or the storage tank for the water right on top of the pump. That tank was replaced because it had a leak in the bladder. Not leaking on the floor, but leaking air, so it wouldn't give them any pressure. And when they fixed that, that should have resolved just about everything other than the drain that was clogged that I guess the plumber fixed.
Yeah.
The only thing that concerned me when that day I went in there is that it took once we plugged back the pump back in, it took a long time to get primed to bring water up. You're not hearing a lot of air as the pump's running. Is the pump running a long time any longer?
I still like when I first started, it would only run for like, a few seconds. I still feel like it's running a little bit longer than like original, but it's not
like it was when you unplugged.
No, not when it was running for like, 5 to 45 minutes. So
When
like I said,
you send your other email, maybe you can add that into it.
yeah.
Like list all the things in one email.
Yeah, I find I get the most accomplished when I like talk to him face to face. So I do often try to do that. And because I'll try to be like, can you do it while I'm right here? Call the plumber while I'm looking at you, and often it will get done. But he's doing a lot of things, so
I mean, he's straight out.
yeah.
He's straight out.
So yeah, I'll follow up about that. At least I'll try to figure out. Like I said, I'll know tomorrow if the flushing is any better when I'm there. So at least I'll know if that's resolved at all.
I mean, that tank is never going to overflow because there's an overflow pipe inside and it would run down into the toilet. So, but the time I was in there and I opened up the cover, it's pretty much right at that level. I mean, if he adjusts the flow in the toilet down a little bit, it would shut off before I got to the top of that. But anyway. All good stuff, huh? That's why we need to have a meeting tonight.
Good times.
All right, the long range plan.
Well, I looked at it, but Lucille's not here.
I know. She's the expert on the long range
Right, because I mean, I had a couple of questions, but she would be the one to answer them, so.
Yeah, I did have a meeting with MBLC yesterday, and so we talked about this a little bit. So I do know that the deadline to submit now won't be till next October of 2021 is the deadline to submit. So we have plenty of time to work on it.
So,
So like the long range plan, you have to submit it to the MBLC to have it on file.
But are we talking about submitting an application for something?
No,
or-
so
Yeah.
you're supposed, so the long range plan you have to have on, you're supposed to have on file with
Yeah.
the MBLC. So they like, and they accept them in October. So like,
Massachusetts
since we
Board of
missed,
Library Commissioners, is that who it is?
yes,
Yeah.
yep. And so that's who's on file to like, so that you have to have it on file with them to later get the grants.
Right.
So
we need to
they
get
just,
this in before October.
October 1st. So we have plenty of time to work on it. So we don't have, if like I said, since Lucille's not here, we don't have to like, you know, we have plenty of time. And then she did suggest also possibly making a subcommittee just to work on the long range plan, since it can be very time consuming.
Wasn't there another committee that worked on this plan to begin with? Because this was never part of the trustees that were working on this plan. There was some other group that worked on this plan.
There was a group that I was part of. That's how I met Lucille. It was the library building
Planning, the library planning and building committee.
something,
But
yes.
I remember it being presented to the trustees like last year or the year before, because the trustees themselves never worked on this plan, so
The
I
long
didn't know if
range,
that other group still is around or, I don't know.
No, we haven't met in years.
Okay.
Yeah.
the long range plan is usually,
Friends of the library?
Go ahead, Irene.
the long range plan is usually done by the director and we put input in at the meeting and we go over it. Because it's supposed to be done, I think it's yearly. It's supposed to be updated.
So the long range strategic plan is, it's good for 5 years.
5
And
years,
then
okay.
you submit an action plan, which is like an update every year.
Every year, okay. But I know you have to do something to it every year.
Yeah, so the action plan is like kind of how you like update about like if you're reaching your goals each year and like how
And
you can.
Lucille used to be the one that she did it most of the time.
Mhm.
At that time, she was active in the state board of state trustees.
Has anybody here, well, Linda has worked on it, right, Linda?
Yes.
Irene, have you worked on it?
I'm sorry, Paul, I can't hear you.
Have you ever worked on the long range plan
Many years ago.
many years ago? Linda, you have worked on it the
Yeah.
last time they met.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years though. Yeah, like 3 or 4 years, I think.
So this is all the more reason why we need to get another person in the hired for the library so we can free up the director to write the long range plan, don't you think?
Yes.
Nicole, on the plan that we have, most of the thing that needed to be changed was the dates, right? For the proposal, you have to go so many years ahead.
Yes.
As to what you're planning. It doesn't seem to take a lot of thinking once the basic plan is in. You just have to keep updating.
Yeah, I honestly think we should include some other things besides just the building. So I've been doing a little bit of research, and especially after I talked to Mara at the MBLC about other things to include, because
Right.
if the building stuff doesn't go anywhere, I do want to have some other things that
Right.
we're
Well, I mean,
accomplishing.
the building has been the main topic for the last 20 years.
So there's a few other things I think we should maybe think about including. And like I said, I've started toying with stuff, but I'm going to try to do my research. And then I think we should also maybe do a new survey, since the last time we kind of did feedback was 2007. And for perspective, I was still in high school in 2007. So I think a lot of things have changed in 14 years.
Quite a few.
So I think we maybe would benefit from trying to figure out how to maybe get some new feedback. I don't know what the best way to do that is. I think with COVID, it makes it a little bit more complicated to, get feedback in person maybe, but if we could maybe send out a new survey or some sort of feedback, I think would be beneficial, just to have something a little bit more.
Beverly,
Recent.
you were working on a survey, weren't you?
Oh, the two of us were supposed to work on one and then it
Never
into other things and it never
came
went
about.
into-
Okay.
'Cause we had talked about once maybe doing asking if we could send the survey out. It had come up about sending the survey out with the town census. If it could
Yeah,
be
that might be a
included
good
with that.
idea. Yeah,
And I do have the copy of the old survey, at least to go off of.
Which did, I have a copy of that and it didn't make sense to me.
It was, I think maybe the wording needs to be like rearranged.
well, it was basically asking people how they felt about a new library and whether or not they would support it. I mean,
Yeah, so I think maybe
it was
we should
100 and some questions, but
Yeah.
that's basically what it was.
It was what, 100 questions?
It was, no, not that many, but
it was like one page back to back and then a third page, I
yeah,
think.
it was quite a few.
It was a
of
lot.
questions.
And we had good response, but
That was a
I
long
think-
time ago, though. Nicole's right. We need to do a new
Yeah.
one.
no, well,
So-
Beverly and I were going to work on it, but then it got
So-
thrown by the wayside. So
Well, and like I said, since we have till October, I think we definitely have time to play with it. Although I would say I think we're too late to get into the census, because
Yeah,
Jackie had already asked me about like the hours to put into it like a few weeks ago. So I think we would have missed that. I don't know if there's anything else that gets sent out, or a way that we can like advertise it. Because I think we could probably have an online version and a paper version.
Right. we
We could
sent it
actually-
to the schools.
And we could also get it through the Freetown Blast, you know, the thing that they sent, that Tim
Mhm.
sent out.
But I think
Too, yeah, that's a good idea.
definitely like a lot of younger people will respond like with a digital one, but I think it'll be important to offer like paper versions to people that do prefer that. And if we end up having it, like if they want to request them, like we could always drop one off to them or mail it to them if they want a paper version.
Right.
How would we do it on digital? I mean,
So you can use like a sort of, there's like Survey Monkey or like different websites that you can use to make surveys. So you just send out a link and people
do
would
we
go
do a
to,
survey through our website, through the town website?
you could put the link there, but honestly, we don't get a lot of traffic on the,
Town website.
like the town library page. So I'd put it on Facebook, but to reach the people that don't have Facebook or don't have computers, I think would be
Maybe the town page to the flash.
so I think some way to like advertise, and that's, like I said, it's unfortunate that we couldn't get into the census this year. Because I think something like a way to ensure that it gets to like a good majority of the town, especially the people that, already don't follow us on Facebook or follow the town on Facebook or don't get the flash. Because I talk to people all the time and I'm like, oh, do you get the Freetown Flash? And they don't.
But I think that if we're going to have a survey, we need to set a deadline to have the survey out. And we also should set a deadline for the long range plan to have it ready. It's due in October. I think we should have it ready by July.
Right.
And then we can just get it out. We don't want to send it out the last day. I mean, if it's good, if we get it together by July, then we can send it in. And so, I mean, Nicole, you're the director, and hopefully we're going to have another person soon. This would free up a lot of your time, right?
Mhm. Yeah, like I said, I requested a few books and Maura is also going to send me some resources about strategic planning. So I should have a little bit more direction because obviously I've never written anything like this. So.
What do you think, everybody? You think that's?
Oh, do you want people to work with you? Do you want a committee to work with you, or?
She just recommended, having input from one or two other people, and like if you have us, like for us to focus, like especially on the survey, because that we're gonna have to have that done before we can start writing a lot of the plan, because we need to know what the town and people think we need. I think is important before we have goals.
We have to have some basic questions that.
Yeah. So I think, not just about like a new library, but also like what kind of services they're looking for and, what they're aware of and what they're not that we offer. So I think the first part would be coming up with the survey would be definitely the first step.
Would you like us individually to start gathering some questions and then
Yeah, and like I said, I could probably send at least the old version just so people, if you haven't seen it, Linda, like I don't know if you've seen the old one, I can send it to you
No.
at least to see what kind of questions we were asking before, and maybe like what didn't work and what did. So I think that's definitely the first step. So I don't know if we want to kind of finalize that in the next like month or so.
Why don't you send an email to all the trustees, right? Saying what this is, and we'd like your input as to what these are questions that we asked before.
Mm-hmm.
You first look at them, cross out the ones you don't like. If you want to add some, and then 2 or 3 of you can just get together and finalize. I mean, that's, to me, is the simplest way to do it. I don't know. What do you guys?
Yeah.
think? I mean, I'm no expert in this stuff at all.
No, I think you're right. I think, but I think we need to just say, okay, this is when we're gonna do it, because if we don't, we'll never get it done.
Right.
That's,
And I think it's important to get the long range plan now. I mean, there's a basic plan already put together.
right.
Make the adjustments to it and get it in, and that gets us in at least so if they are going to be handing out funds.
Oh,
There's more to that than just submitting this. You have to submit other stuff, right?
I do have other information about that as well, the building grants and stuff.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be applicable to a COA joint project. They won't approve it for that. And she also said it's probably going to be a few years, 2 or 3 years before they're ready to award another building grant as well. So
they wouldn't pay for half the library part? Why?
Nope. I guess it doesn't fulfill their thing, but she says that it won't go for that.
I thought I read somewhere that, but I could be wrong.
Because I specifically mentioned that that was something that had been discussed, and it won't be covered by the building grant. So I guess that would be like our second option if they decide not to go with the joint project. So
Did they give any reason why they wouldn't pay for the library portion?
I don't know if it's just because they can't, maybe it would be too complicated to just like divide it. She didn't say why, and I don't know if I could ask her for more details, but it's not something that they've ever covered or would cover. So, and I don't know like much about the building grant. I don't know if Lucille knows more, but yeah, they don't cover like a joint building like that. And I don't know if that's like something to do with the way the grant is worded.
So they would. So if their grant would only cover if we build a separate library.
Yes.
Well, I think we need to work on the survey. So, so Nicole, you're going to send that out to us.
Yeah, I can send it to you guys tomorrow. I can scan it and send it over, and then we can.
And Beverly and Irene, are you guys going to work on that? I mean, I can help you. I can send you my ideas. How should we do this?
I'll do whatever you guys want to do.
I have no problems working with you.
Okay.
Maybe if COVID with the vaccine backs off some, we'll be able to,
Get together.
yeah.
But what I'll do is I'll look at it and I will email my stuff to Beverly. Is that okay?
That's fine.
And I can email it to you too, Irene. And then do you want to say at our next meeting in January, you guys will have like pretty much have it done. We can all look at it, and if we make any changes, and then we'll figure out how to send it out.
Oh, we'll give it a whirl.
Okay.
Right.
And I think the blast thing that we do, I don't know if we could advertise in local, like juniors and different places in town to go on the website and, please answer our survey.
Like I said, we can always say too that we will have physical copies at the library if people don't have computers.
I think we also had some in some of the local stores.
Yes, like juniors and
Right.
the other ones, I don't know. The restaurants there, I don't know all the stores, but yeah, I think that's a good way. And then put it on Facebook, like you said. So Nicole, will you be able to find out about the Survey Monkey?
Yeah, I know a few libraries have used it, so I can probably figure it out.
Is there a charge for that, do you know? Or is it...
I'm not sure. If not, I'm sure there's a free version out there. There's also like things like Google Forms that you could probably use. I can see what's out there. I'm sure we can come up with some sort of digital version though.
Well, Nicole, you might want to ask him. He might have some ideas already on how we can do the survey.
And then we're going to need to have a date to have it submitted by so that we can get all the responses and figure out what people say so we can add it to our long range plan.
Yeah.
So if we can do all that and have it by April, do you think, like, if we get it all together for January and then leave it out there for a month or so, right?
Yeah, at least a month. Maybe not, just because February is the shortest month, maybe like have it out in March.
And then we can have you guys, whoever.
Yeah, we can figure out the responses, see what.
And by then, maybe we can get together at the library. And
maybe we'll all get the shot in the arm and we'll be all set.
yeah.
I'm like the last priority, so I probably won't have it.
For the young and healthy.
But yeah, so I think, like I said, the first step for the long range plan is definitely the survey. And then once we have those, we can kind of see what maybe some of our other goals should be along with a new building, because I think there's other things we could definitely work on and improve that would be covered in the plan. Yeah.
Okay. So that sounds like a plan.
Yeah, she's got a plan. Ladies have a plan. Good.
Not the long range one, but it's a plan.
Yeah, and they also MLS does offer consulting for strategic planning as well. So I'm going to probably reach out to them and see what advice they have as well.
Thanks.
And there's also, I can send you guys the link to see examples from other libraries of their long range plans, if that's helpful for anybody as well.
I'm glad somebody said that it's the director's responsibility to put together the long range plan.
It's because you don't want to do it.
Make sure she has something to do. What? What did you say?
I said you just don't want to work on it.
I don't want to work. You're absolutely right. I don't want to work on it. Right. I don't have the expertise to work on it. You know, you get people here that have worked on this stuff before. Irene worked in a library. Lucille worked in, you know.
Yeah, we're lucky here at MLS and MBLC. They're there to support us. It's just me, but also the trustees. So I had a very lucrative meeting with them the other day. So.
Good. All right, what do you think?
I think that's it, right?
We're going to try to get the long range plan finished by the worst case scenario, the end of July.
Yes.
So no vacations until the end of July.
Because we usually don't meet. When's our last meeting usually?
Well, Linda, the meetings for the summer are up to the decision of the chairperson.
Oh, that would be Paul.
Because we always, for many, many years, we always met all summer. And then when I was chairperson, I said, that's when we start meeting in the summer.
That's when we stop meeting?
In the summer, unless there was something that we really needed to meet.
Right.
We didn't meet July and August.
Well, if this thing is done, ready to roll, we won't have to meet in the summer.
Right.
Well, I think we can get it done.
Yeah, end of July.
Yes.
Irene didn't want to meet in the summer because she was over on the island.
I don't blame her. They didn't have Zoom back then.
No.
You can't get away with Zoom now. Everybody knows where you are.
No excuses anymore.
Right.
All right, well, anything else? Does anybody have anything else?
No, I don't think so.
I just know we will have to meet about the budget sometime in January, most likely, just to keep that on people's radar.
You have the current budget. You should have a spreadsheet on your.
Yeah, I have a copy, but I can also get an updated one from Kim as well.
No, I'm talking about, there was a spreadsheet that, for our budget that we put together, Dorothy and I put together.
It might be on the drive. I don't.
On that disc, on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And then I have the folder of like the stuff when you guys met last December or whenever it was too. I have all that, the worksheets from that as well.
If you have the Excel file on the budget.
Yeah, I'll see. I don't know if I have a digital version.
No. I mean, from Dorothy, she gave you a stick.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on. I don't know that if it's on there. I'd have to look.
It should be on
I don't have it with me right now, but I'll look and see.
All right.
So
that way there, we have a starting point.
yeah, and Kim will print out the stuff for me too. So
Yeah, I know.
she knows that.
I'm
just saying because I don't
need to enter it all over again. You know what I mean? We have a starting point.
No, but she could send me the Excel version. She can like print. She can print it out from her program. She's giving me.
If she can send the Excel version, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure she can.
All right. Okay.
So that would probably be like mid to end January, I think she said. So.
All right. Anything else?
No. Is it next month we're supposed to go over about signing the bills?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then,
because she Nicole is doing fine.
right, so it was supposed to be like 6 months or something,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then, so,
Then she only has to see me when I have to pick up my wife's book.
Yeah, you still have to sign my my payroll.
Oh, I have to sign your payroll. That's right. Chairman has to sign the payroll. Yeah.
So you'll put that on the agenda for next month, Paul?
next month, yeah.
I'll write that down right now.
And then are we gonna look at the calendar for a date?
Well, I put down January 21st, but
That's the third Thursday. That's
Yeah.
when we usually meet, right?
yeah. Is that good?
That's good for me.
How about Irene? Is that good for you?
Okay.
Beverly?
Yep.
Nicole? It doesn't matter, right?
Same. Be doing the same stuff we, you know.
Lucille, where are you, Lucille?
No, she never came back.
No, she didn't. And
Chris,
Chris has it. Chris was at the last meeting because it was face to face. I don't know if she has trouble with Zoom or not. I don't know.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you decided Zoom because it's not nice out there.
Well, I figured it was going to still be snowing late in the day, but it kind of tapered off. But it's still
It's so
better.
icy.
Huh?
It's very icy out there.
Oh, it's extremely icy. So, no, this is okay. All right, if this is
Okay.
it.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, by the way, just one other thing. Jackie's last day is tomorrow. Is that thing still going on, Nicole?
Yeah, Cheryl sent a message out.
She said her last day is the 24th, though.
But they're having.
her last day is the 24th.
Yes.
But I think this
Tomorrow they're having that parade. Yes.
The surprise.
Yeah, so it's 11:30 at
Yes.
on Main Street, North Main. I'm gonna try to get there.
I'll be at work, but
I'll be at work.
I'll be wrapping presents, toys for the kids for the Fall River Police Department.
I don't have an excuse. I guess I have to go.
Yes,
Irene,
you
you
do.
gotta go?
You have to represent the library trustees, Paul.
Yeah, there you go.
The
Put
book.
my library hat on. All right, is there a motion? Oh, wish everybody Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes.
And a
Merry
healthy,
Christmas.
happy New Year.
And a healthy
to take-
New Year.
call, Beverly? Roll call. To close or?
Did we have Linda made the motion. Did we have a second?
You have to say, I second it.
Okay.
That's right. After work.
All right, Paul, are you in agreement with the motion?
To leave, to call it quits for the night? Yes, I am.
He's gonna say
You have to
no.
stay extra. Irene, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I am.
And Linda, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I am.
And I'm in agreement with the motion.
Like reading.
Everybody's in agreement.
So listen, I really made a screwed up by having the Zoom meeting tonight. Because Beverly was gonna bring cookies if we had a regular meeting at the library.
Well, maybe
Wasn't
next
that right,
time.
Beverly? Didn't you say
That's
last
right.
time you were gonna bring cookies?
Yep, I made peppermint cookies.
And the person that asked for him's not there though.
All right, well, enjoy.
Okay, guys. I'll see you next year then.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
next
goodness.
year.
Bye.
And enjoy working tomorrow, guys. She said 14 years ago, 2007, January 3rd, 2007 is when I retired.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes, yeah, be
That's
14
when you
years.
did that survey,
Huh? What?
the library survey.
What about it? What about it? That's what
That
we
was
did?
2000.
I don't even remember it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
All right.
Bye.